Welcome back to the Punters preview for the final day of Cup Week at Flemington. I'm a very tired, very stressed, very over-anxious Alex Donnelly. I've had a lot of caffeine. Who knows where this is going to go today? I am joined by Katelyn McDonald, who, well, you're going to be overtired, overstressed and everything because your next 3 days seem a little bit hectic with a lot of flights.
Oh, yeah, a lot of flights back to Sydney, go get the girls, go to Hong Kong on Sunday. Yeah, it's been a hectic week, but it's been a great week, and let's finish it off on the last day. It looks a beauty.
Yeah, Champions Day. I love the changes that they've made to this card. They've sort of fiddled around with it in the last sort of 5 or 6 years, and I think 3 years ago they nailed it going, all right, let's finish off with a bang. 3 champions level group ones.
Yeah.
Like I did love the Cantala as a handicap, but I love it that it's the 3 weight for age races to finish off because you get a chance after the Cox Plate and even some other races to see these good horses again. And I think for punters, it just gives you something else to look forward to because years ago it was just, oh yeah, we got to the sprint and that was sort of it.
Exactly right. No, it's made the day, hasn't it? And we've got the best horses from around the land all competing. And what's the weather going to do?
Oh, there was an update this morning, and for those who are going to the races tomorrow, take an overcoat instead of your suit jacket. Wind chill factor, which could see it be 5 degrees.
No thanks.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the couch. Sit up
hopefully some of these champions don't mind it cold.
Well, we will talk about
wet.
that because in the sprint, Tentris, apparently if it's a wet track, may pull out, which I think will take a lot of the excitement out of this race if he doesn't turn up. I think he's on the day, obviously, Via Sistina is turning up in this Champion Stakes, but I think we want to see what this 3-year-old can do up against the older horses, given he was so dominant last week. And I think it'll just take not a lot, but just a tiny bit of gloss off the race if he doesn't turn up.
Definitely. I do agree with that. And will they run him on a soft, or just if it's soft, that's it, we're pulling the pin? I think it has to be firm.
Well, they said heavy. So you think by soft, given Street Boss out of an Exceed and Excel mare, he should get through it. Like, I know you can't compare horse to horse, but Animo, also a Street Boss, didn't mind the soft tracks whatsoever. Yeah. So it's I want to see him run, but I understand you got to protect the value and all that stuff. Me as a racing fan, you want to see them run, and we'll dive deep into that in a second. But yesterday we had the Oaks. Another great racing story come out of it with Strictly Business winning, bought for $600. I saw there was a guy who looked no older. He looked 13, I'll be honest, but he was probably, 25. He spent $1,000 buying into the horse and he's got an Oaks winner.
Yeah, how good's that? And absolutely bolted in too.
Yeah.
Honestly, like Johnny Allen in these staying races, how good is he?
Yeah, it's in the blood to be a staying rider when you're from the UK, isn't it? Or from Ireland.
And a jumps jockey, of course.
Would you believe he rode a horse that I owned over the jumps back in the day before he became a flat rider?
Yeah, unbelievable. And to get his weight down consistently over the years and still ride these big races is, it's a credit to him and his family.
Yeah, and it was a great story. Obviously, the trainer only has sort of, 10 horses in work as well. It won its maiden 2 weeks ago today, goes 1,400, straight into the Wakeful, straight up to 2,500. I think that's an underrated training performance, going from 14 to 2,500 in 2 weeks. And not just winning, absolutely smacking them.
Yeah. There was no hard luck stories, I didn't think, and they all had their chance. Obviously, the favourite didn't stay. He was given a nice ride from Mark Zara. The Pearls was brilliant. Took off a little bit early because there wasn't that much speed in the race. So James McDonald tried to make it happen, and she was really brave in defeat. But all honours to the team there with Strictly Business.
I was about to say the Pearls looks locked on for the Vinery Stakes in March. There's its race. I can circle it for you now. We all know how Chris Waller works, but let's have a chat about these races on Saturday afternoon at Flemington. The rail is going to be out 8 metres. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen with the weather. We're all on weather watch at the moment. The track's a good 4. There was some rain overnight in Melbourne. It is a pretty dreary day at the moment with some rain around. So we saw how well this track drained on Tuesday. So hopefully, again, rain doesn't come on the day. Yeah. Even if it's just windy, it's okay because the track will still dry out. So I'm looking at a 6 or a 7 here.
I think you're right. The one thing though, Flemington, if it rains on the day, when they've opened it up already and they've already had 3 meetings in the week, it could potentially get worse. So it's tough, but I'm working on a soft track. Yeah.
So we'll do these group ones in a race order, the first of which being the Champion Sprint. Down the straight, race number 6, 1,200 metres. Bit of different form coming from all over the place here. Obviously, Giga Kick was fantastic first up at Caulfield. Dead Set jogged around in a trial recently. You've got Jetabil and Jolie Star and Magic Time all out of the Everest. Benedetta turns up here. Tentris obviously won last week. And Calibus, he was brilliant last week, but went 7 lengths slower than Tentris on the day. And Flying for Fun was good in the final race of the day, but I don't mind the throw at the stumps here by Bryce Hayes and the team, but probably she's the one you can straight away go, you're probably not going to win this race.
Yeah, it's a super race. So I'm leaning towards Giga Kick.
Yep.
He ran second in the TJ to I Wish I Win a few years back on a heavy track. So, look, I think he gets through it. He's had the 6 goes on the soft for 3 wins and 2 minor placings. He was superb winning the Scratchy Stakes. It was so good to see him back. And, he loves the track. I think he's the one to beat. I do have massive respect for the 3-year-old if he runs. Yep. If he can get through the track. He was just electrifying the other day. Yeah. His win was outstanding. He's like driving a Porsche, isn't he? Yeah. The way that he can just nimble his way through the field. I think Jolie Star is an excellent hope. Interesting, she's by Zoo Star. They're swimmers.
Yep.
She does seem like her best form is on top of the track. She has won on the soft, 2 minor placings, never seen a heavy.
What did you make of her run in the Everest? I thought it was a bit bland.
It was, but she finished next to Jimmy Star.
Yep.
And Jimmy Star bolted in last week. So say no more. The Everest is the best form, I believe. I still thought she ran well.
Yep.
She's third up. Chris Waller's horse is third up. Tender Peak. And she was awesome winning the Newmarket. And she also ran second as well up the straight. So, look, she loves the straight. She's obviously got James McDonald. Interesting, not a lot of speed as such for a sprint.
Yeah.
So they're all going to –
Tropicus will lead.
Yeah, and it'll be pretty soft. I think it'll be pretty soft. So blinkers on Benedetta won't be too far away. Flying for Fun has got speed, but they've been riding her quiet. So, yeah, I think they'll come down in a very tightly
clump.
That's a good word, clump.
Yeah. Good luck picking
and
and
who's going to sprint the fastest? I'm hoping Giga Kick.
I want to see the 3-year-old. If it's a bit drier than, if it's better than a 7, I reckon the 3-year-old will turn up. And I reckon, Mark Zahra will be like, I'm going for home. There goes that colt. Oh, jeez. He won't feel too bad because I'm sure he'll get back.
He can't ride 53 and a half.
He'll get back on it in the autumn when it runs and when it surely runs in the, when it goes Lightning, Newmarket, Royal Ascot. There you are, Mark Zahra, on the way to Ibiza on your way through. Yeah, I think I've got his next 6 months planned out. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this race. Obviously a big watch on the scratchings here. But yeah, I'm thinking if Tentris doesn't run, I think it's Giga Kick's race to lose, given the way that he won first up. He hasn't had his grand final where a few of them have. So that's the main thing for me. And hopefully for Clayton Douglas as well with all the issues that horse has had in the last couple of years. Race number 7. Champions Mile, 1,600 metres. This is a great race because Jenni's back to her best, as we saw last week. But as James Lamb mentioned on Hold All Tickets and on the World Pool preview that we did, Jenni's recent form, win, unplaced, win, unplaced, win, unplaced, win. So if we're following this form guide, sorry, Jenni, we're looking elsewhere here. But she did it last week. Can she do it again? We know what Brightside's going to do. Chow Wolf's going well. Obviously, Tom Marquand won't be so sissy on Lake Forest this week. And Like a Lucy, I thought was really good last week, but everything that was chasing Jenni all held their spot around the turn.
That's the thing, isn't it? So she gets such a break on them that no one really wants to take up the slack.
Yeah.
Because I think...
You bust yourself up.
Well, of course. You just can't go with her. It's impossible. So you really have to time your run. I just don't think that she's going to get as far in front as what she did the other day. So I think Mr. Brightside will be thereabouts. I know Craig Williams just seems like he doesn't like letting that horse off the bridle too early.
Yeah.
He can come off the bridle early. So I think he's one of those horses that just sort of, he tries to keep the bit up in his mouth for as long as he can. He's an older horse now, but he's going to really love if the rain comes. He's nearly unbeaten on a heavy track. He's such a good horse, but I think Chow Wolf's the one.
Yep.
With the blinkers on, he was so good winning the King Charles. I think he's a horse that can handle the pressure of that fast tempo if that happens.
We saw him in the King Charles last year when Jenni was breathing fire and he just rounded her up like she was tied to the lamppost.
Exactly right. He'll be there to pounce. Chad will give him a really nice ride and he can get through the conditions. He's probably not at his best in the conditions, but if it happens to be more on the good side, I think Chow was the one. Pericles likes it wet. He's been going well. He's so honest.
He loomed up to win that King Charles as well.
He did, yeah. He's running well. He just lacks that couple of lengths, doesn't he? Treasure the Moment will be right there. She was really good in the Cox
She's
Plate.
the one I'm leaning to because she was so good first up, then had the colic attack, raced against Jenni when she was underdone, was obviously flat in the Caulfield Stakes, and on the turn, half looked like the winner in the Cox Plate.
For sure.
She's back to a mile. She's unbeaten at Flemington. She's soft track. She's unbeaten. She's the one that's I think is the toughened up one that can ride the speed because the only jockey that's beaten Jenni sitting close to her when she's been breathing fire is Damian Lane on Amelia's Jewel. I know it was like 2 or 3 years ago, but he did it, and he knows what it takes. You've got to ride her coattails. You've got to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation to try and bring the best out. And I think that this mare can do it. She's the strongest horse in the field, given she's a 2,000-metre horse.
Yeah, and he certainly, I don't know whether you've noticed, but Treasure of the Moment, she begins so well.
Yeah.
She nearly gives herself a head start out of the barriers, and Damien will definitely do that. So I think Declan on Pride of Jenni will do the normal sort of just come out, let her find her feet. But she has drawn barrier too.
Yeah, if she misses it, she's in trouble.
She misses it, and they come across. We might see something different happen with Pride of Jenni.
Could Jay Collett kick up from barrier 1 as well to make it uncomfortable on Steffi?
Definitely, of course, because she's not the type of horse to hit the ground running. She takes a bit of building up.
Yeah, she's like one of those wind-up machines that you really got to pull back and get going.
Exactly right. So she, if they cross her early, well, she won't have that opportunity.
So who are you leaning to?
I think Chow Wolf.
Okay.
I think Chow Wolf's the one. If he'll begin. He won't be too far away from him. It's a little bit of a tricky barrier, and it will be interesting to see what Pride of Jenni does from that inside draw. But if Chad can get across, be there to pounce, I think with the blinkers on it, I think he's going to love Flemington. But this is his first trip away. So if he handles that, I think he'll be hard to beat.
By Tavistock as well. The wet track shouldn't be issues. I remember him looming up in that Riff Rocket Derby when it was a soft track as well, obviously different, 2,400 metres. But he got through it. So.
He did. And first up in the Wing Stakes, he didn't have a lot of luck. And he ran 4th to the Mighty Mare in Via Sistina. So
a much publicised unlucky run. Poor Chad. Champion Stakes, race 8, final Group 1 to finish off the Flemington Carnival. Obviously got the CF4 next weekend, but this is a great way to finish because obviously we do have Via Sistina there who draws tricky in barrier 10. Obviously, take note for all the punters, the World Pool's in action, so Via Sistina is going to be mighty short here. So if you want to get the champ beat, you're probably going to get paid here. The map is the trickiest thing for her because Zambardo's there, he's going to go forward. You think Light Infantryman, given he led in the Cox Plate, is going to go forward. Alan Kerr finally showed something for the first time since Jesus was a boy the other day. He's going to go forward as well. So
attrition won't be far away
and
either.
Attrition always puts himself there. So there's your sort of first 4. Tom Kitten's been playing some tricks with this old Tom, missing the kick, doing a little bit wrong. James from barrier 10 has not long to figure out what he's going to do here because it's a tricky map for him.
It is, but maybe he doesn't mind being out there.
Yeah.
You know, she's drawn barrier 1, barrier 2, barrier 3 the last few starts, and he's had to really put her into a spot. Maybe he just rides her just like the best horse, and wherever she sort of is comfortable. If that's 3 wide, I think he'll just find the rhythm. It's her race to lose, isn't it? It's just the depth of this race, like last year when she won. I really can't see them beating her. The only thing is I don't think she's at her best when she's on a wet track.
Yep.
That's the only thing for mine that might bring her back. But, gee, she was awesome winning on a heavy 10 first up in the Wing Stakes, wasn't she?
Her barrier luck the last 12 months has been – I'm just looking at it now. Has been stupid. Like since the 24th of August last year, 7 of 12 okay, 1 of 8, 12 of 16 in the Turnbull, 4 of 9 in the Cox Plate, 3 of 11. Then she drew 3 of 8 first up. She drew 8 of 8 in the Very Elegant. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 5.
Yeah, that's lucky.
Yeah, that's
very lucky.
That's ridiculous. Like,
so not so lucky here.
Yeah, I'm sure Will Friedman and Richard Friedman are drafting a letter as we speak about the unfair barriers. Love it when they do that. But this is of the tracks you probably don't want to draw 10 of 10 over 2,000. It would be here and Randwick are the 2 tracks.
It is a beautiful run to the first corner though. Well, the corner is the corner.
Yeah.
So look, she's got a couple of furlongs to sort of find that rhythm, just let the race unfold and then sort of come across. Obviously, James isn't that type of jockey. He usually makes things happen out of the barriers. So we'll be interesting to see if he gives her a dig out.
Yep.
Probably unlikely.
Yeah.
But he'll just try and find a horse's back that'll bring him into the race beautifully. I think Pierre is a really good chance.
Yep.
4th up, I thought he ran enormous in the King Charles, and he'll love it wet if it happens to be wet. I just think he's ticking along beautifully, this Kiwi horse.
And the Epsom form as well, when you go back previous to that, he's been chasing Poor Autumn Glow. So he's been building towards something as well, and obviously has that Queensland form throughout the winter as well. So he's going quite well. But having a look here, like if Tom Kitten decides to actually want to race in the first couple of 100 metres and, give Ben Melham easy times, you look through his runs this time and obviously missed the first up runs he played up at the gates. He bombed a start and a jump out and he's been playing catch up all prep. His grand final was meant to be the Cox Plate. When he missed that first up run, the Freedmans, they're so smart. They're just like, no, we're not going to rush there. There's a $3 million race at the end of Flemington. Let's go there. We'll go via the King Charles. And he was good late in the King Charles. He looked like he was building for 2,000 metres. For having a bet and trying to find, Via Sistina is probably going to be $1.20 on the World Pool. And she probably should start that anyway. I think Tom the Place is a decent bet.
I've got him in for third. I think he's a great chance. I think he'll love the wet conditions. And as you said, once they focused on this race, this is the grand final for him. And as long as he begins exactly the 2,000 metres as well is what he's crying out for. So, yeah, I think if he's on his best behaviour around the barriers, which you'll know, I think pretty early too, the way that he's parading, and I think light infantryman in for fourth too. I think he's a good chance. So he'll roll along, and he won't be far away.
So one of the favourite bets there for the World Pool punters. Obviously, a lot of money from Hong Kong coming in. The Quinella Place, Via Sistina and Tom could be the way to go.
Yeah,
the old duet for those playing at home. But let's have a look at a couple of other races on the day. The first of which being race 2. It's a 1,600 metre benchmark 84. As someone who, when I was in here on Monday, said Sabaj will just win the last after taking $5. It really sucks to see that he's $2.50
I know, but geez, such a good chance, isn't he? He's my best bet on the whole day. So hoping to build a bank early with Sabaj. He was so unlucky in the Silver Eagle at Randwick first up behind linebacker. So I think if he gets any luck, he's going to be really hard to beat. He's only had the one go second up for a win. He's just been fabulous.
Yeah, he has. Like I thought he would simply just go around and win in that race on Tuesday as well. Barrier 13 probably means he does have to get back, but as we saw yesterday, they're gonna come to the middle of the track and they're gonna fan wide, so he'll get his chance to wind up as well.
Might be the right place to be.
And being by Manhattan Rain, hasn't seen a soft track yet. It's not going to bother him as well when he gets onto it. So we'll wait and see there because he's a horse on the way up. I'm very interested to see sort of where they place him after this. But race number 3 as well looks to be a pretty decent race as well. It is the Fisher Stakes over 1,200 metres. A few scratchings out of this already, so we're down to a field of 12. Front page, the old Warhorse turns up.
Isn't he a beauty?
He's only won once at Flemington and once down the straight, but he's run some absolute crackers. I think he ran 4th in a champion sprint 2 years ago as well. So at his best, he's going to be right in this. But, geez, they've waited for Nadal to get to a track like this with the rain around. Yeah. They've scratched out of it feels like every race he's been in this spring.
Just trying to get the perfect race.
They've found the soft track. But down the bottom, Big Swinger has trialled enormous coming into this.
Yeah, he has. And Charlotte Littlefield, her horses, love seeing them at the races. They're so well presented. She has them cherry ripe every time they go around. And he did look outstanding at the trials. And another horse that I've had my eye on is Vestas. Vestas is flying. So third up, Katelyn McDonald and Ben Melham, when they team up, they're lethal. They nearly won the 2-year-old race the other day. And I think her runs have just been building to a big performance.
Well, I thought she was fantastic first up, and she had the back me wherever I go second up on her. And then unfortunately, the leader in the race was scratched at the barriers in the McEwen, whose name I forget now. So Jigsaw got an absolute picnic in front and no one could make ground on it. So barrier 15 down the straight, probably should have won the Red Roses this time last year. There's a couple of good bets in this race as well.
I agree. It's a great race, but I'm with you. I think Nadal is the one, just from Kieran Meyer, just making sure he's finding the right race. If he's happy to run, we know this horse is on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and earlier on in the day, race 1 earlier on the day, it's the first race of the day. I think Free Flying will improve second up as well. Obviously, the Hazers seemingly win all of the 2-year-old races down the straight during the Flemington Carnival. Obviously, didn't win one the other day, but this horse was good first up. The horse that ran third, Tornado Valley, came out and won well. So if we're following form through there, I think that's the one to follow there. But that's
I didn't mind the name of runner number 9 in the first race.
Calamari Ring.
It's hard not to laugh.
Come on, Kieran. What are we doing here? Calamari Ring. If that's not like a horse that's purposefully named to be sold to Hong Kong, I haven't seen one yet. Like, honestly, you can see it get over there. But that definitely. Race 1 looks additional race. But Katie, that's Cup Week.
Yes, it's been a marathon week, and good luck to everyone on the last day. What a day it is.
Good luck if you're having a bet this weekend. I don't know if we'll be back next year. We'll be back at some stage throughout the spring, I'm sure of it as well. But Katie, enjoy Hong Kong and getting out of the hustle and bustle of Melbourne, but straight into Romantic Warrior running next weekend.
Yeah, fingers crossed for Romantic. Hopefully he comes back well, and looking for 4 Hong Kong Cups would be remarkable.
I can't wait to get over there in December. Kaying Rising a Romantic Warrior. Punters previews will be coming up for Hong Kong as well, but we will catch you next time. Good luck if you're having a bet this weekend.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.